Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome to my Jaguar XJ6 Sport. So yes everyone, welcome to the video. Now today we are talking about, as I said, my Jaguar XJ6 Sport. Now this is the 3.2 litre straight six. It is not the 3.6, it's not the 4 litre. Aside from what the badges say, I didn't do that, but someone has put 4 litre sport badges on this. Apologies to anyone watching, but I won't be taking them off because I think it's quite cool. But yeah, this is the 3.2 litre big boy. It is very long, very wide, very low, and very old.
I want this earth all by myself. I'm doing drugs that I have. My voice is nothing when I scream out for help. I stretch my head but my grip just cause
So, before anybody asks, I thought I'd get the question out of the way. Yes, this car used to be owned by this man. As you can see, he has very interesting taste, and so do I. That's why I own it now. So, a few people will probably ask why I own such a weird car, considering I am A, 23 years old and not 50, B, can't drive, and C, probably don't have the money to be running such a non-economical car. The main reason is I like it. I don't buy these cars to, well, particularly drive that often because, well, I can't. I don't drive these cars to modify because, well, why would you? And I don't drive these cars, or I don't own these cars, I should say, to make money because, well, why would you? I own these cars simply because I like them. I like looking at them. I like working on them, and yeah, I just enjoy it. And how could you not look at it? It's stunning. This is the very large, very long straight six by Jaguar, the 3.2 litre engine. The car doesn't have the most power in the world, being called the Sport. You would think it might have a little bit of get up and go, but no, unfortunately not. The car likes to, what word should I use, waft. The car wafts, it cruises, it glides, it travels more like a boat instead of a car. The car features, well, a lot of very niche touches. I don't really know what one to go into first, really, other than that. So yes, here we are in the engine bay of my Jaguar XJ, and well, as you can see, this is spark plug holding area and full toolkit. We have Jaguar branded screwdriver, if the camera wants to focus on such a thing. Look at that. We have many other Jaguar branded tools in here. It's full, complete, lovely condition. Just what a thing. We've got the fuse map here, we've got the fuse boxes, various things like that, and it's just lovely, isn't it? I should also mention the green writing on the engine bay. I love that. I would like to very quickly just mention the body coloured grille slats here. These are exclusive to the Sport, so that's how you tell about that if you're interested. Now, before we move on to, well, more details about this car, I did want to very quickly mention the car's styling. It has these very bulbous sort of light surrounds that continue onto the bonnet, which I really like. It's got the big sort of lump in the middle of the bonnet, which I also really like. There's plenty of chrome going around the front bumper, around the rear bumper. I'm going to eventually do the mirrors in chrome as well. I'd love to do the wheels in chrome, but I'm not sure if that's a bit too much. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, there's not really much to go into. It's a beautiful blue colour. It's got these silvery, whitey sort of coloured pinstripes going down the whole car. Cream interior, black wood. It's beautiful. Very long, very blue, very old. So yes, here we are inside. Well, I will never get tired of saying this. This is my Jaguar XJ, and well, look at it. We have like quilted ceiling. It looks like an old gentleman's sofa because it feels like an old gentleman's sofa. Also smells like it in here. Yeah, it's just a lovely place to sit. It is so comfy, and the back of the car is in a different postcode to the front of the car. I could just about touch the rear seat. It's just incredibly long, and I love that about this car. I've always wanted a stupidly long car. I've always wanted a quiet, fairly slow old man car. It was going to be a Volvo, but I've just loved Jag for so many years that I couldn't not get one. And for it to be the car that, well, various prime ministers, and I'm pretty sure Princess Diana had one, for it to be that car, I just couldn't say no. And, well, I'm just more than happy that I said yes. I don't think I'd ever want a better car, really. I think this is it. This is peak car. It's definitely peak Jaguar for me. This is the age where they really got it right. Before Ford got involved, before, you know, it just things went downhill. I think this was really getting to the point where this was the last reliable set of Jaguars. It's just very good. So I've just had to pop this down because it's quite sunny, but I did want to mention very quick before I continue on the video, a massive thank you to today's video sponsor and a long-time friend of the channel, ECM or Essex Car Meets. A huge thank you to them for sponsoring the video as always. I highly recommend going to these car meets, guys. There's a new one right around the corner on, I believe it's next weekend or the weekend after. Feel free to check out their website. I'll leave their website somewhere around here. Feel free to use my discount code, which is TJF20 for 20% off of any and all future tickets. It really helps me out, it helps them out, and yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you got yourself down there, checked out some of the cool cars, ate some cool food, and met some cool people. So before I continue to sound like Doug DeMuro and go on about this car's quirks and features, I do want to very quickly mention the various differences between this car and the standard XJ, not the Sport. The main thing obviously is slight performance upgrade and the body painted coloured grille at the front. Another thing is down here by the automatic gear selector is a Jaguar badge, which the normal XJ normally has a sport button there. This car doesn't have a sport button because it is always in the sport mode. I say sport mode lightly, that sport probably being golf, because it is, well, far from quick paced. The next thing I want to mention about this car before I, as I said, go on to the interior is, well, the engine. Because, you know, although I mentioned it's a straight six and it's 3.2 litres, it runs like a dream, etc, etc. It's so quiet. It's so lovely. Let me just get this started. Turn the wipers off. That's the engine on. Unsure if you can hear that, but that's it, other than a slight squeak of a belt that I'm just starting to hear. So, as I was saying, that is it. It is a very, very, very quiet engine. Yeah, other than, you know, slight squeak of a few belts when you start it. You know, there's a few tiny little things with this car, but it is basically mint. Can't complain about it, really. It is such a lovely thing to drive. It's so smooth. It's just great. The gearbox is lovely as well, obviously full automatic. It's great. There is one issue with this car that's a little bit odd, and I'd really appreciate if people in the comments could help me out with this if they do know what's causing it. The car will not start in park. The car will only start in neutral, drive or reverse, which is very odd. So if anyone can tell me why the car won't start in park and what I can do to fix that, that would be much appreciated. But yeah. So yes, guys, here we are in the Jaguar XJ. This is the seating position. As you can see, the lovely wood steering wheel, the chrome bold Jaguar logo. The dials here, not a light to be seen. We have the gearbox here, just pop that in park. It's just lovely. This is also dark wood. This is dark wood. This is dark wood. This is the ashtray. Obviously, it needs an ashtray. Pop that there. We have the sunglasses holder there. We have obviously this. Check yourself out. Hello there. It's just a wonderful place to sit. We have glove box, which is sizable, full of touch-up paint and various little things. We have quite large pockets down here. We have full automatic windows. We have AC, cassette player, radio, just everything in this car is electric and it all works. The seat adjuster, fully electric. It's so impressive that this car is the age that it is, from the brand that it is, with what everyone says, and it all works. I hate to sound like Jeremy Clarkson or Richard Hammond where they go, yeah, this works, this works, this works, but it all works. It's great. It works an absolute treat, and I could not be more over the moon with this car. A feature on the interior that I did very quickly want to mention, as well as all the beautiful leather, the beautiful carpets and everything like that, is the brown seat belts. How often do you see those? They are a beautiful shade of dark brown to match the dark brown wood everywhere else in the car. You just can't really complain about any of this interior, to be honest. There isn't much to moan about. Yeah, the quality of a few of the plastic bits could be a little bit better. They're a bit scratchy and therefore get scuffed quite easily. But everything that is a nice material is really good, obviously. It's, you know, the leather is of an amazing quality. The sealing is of an amazing quality. All the plastic is pretty good. The chrome door handles feel great. They feel like a front door as opposed to a car door, as well as weighing an absolute ton. Yeah, is there anything negative about this car at all? Probably, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm looking through rose tinted glasses, but it's just really good. So I could not do a video on the XJ without mentioning the incredible rear legroom. Now, when the car is in chauffeur specification, as this is, with the passenger seat all the way forward, the legroom is absolutely unreal. It is, you know, it's big. It's a huge car, and it's just lovely. You know, it's just a shame I had to open my own door. So I should mention, although you will have to open your own car door, a door you won't mind opening is that one right there. The rear ashtray, because the car is of course fitted with the full smoker's package when you're enjoying your cigars in the back of your Jaguar XJ. It's very good. I like this. I like this car. Big fan. I will mention, of course, that the car is fitted with full aircon, heating, etc. in the rear. Full, just everything. It's got all the options. I need to give this a little bit of a clean that I didn't notice until now. But look at the length of that car. Now, I will, hold on, 2 secs. Let me just slide in past my tripod here. Let me get in this side. Look at the length of this car. It's brilliant. So in this car, other than the excessive amounts of legroom, we have to talk about the excessive amounts of tyre. Don't you just miss when the wheel to tyre ratio was more like this? No rubber bands, no tiny little tyres, big meaty tyres to make the ride, well, just a joy to sit in. This car is so comfy as a result of these thick boys. Just a big fan. I also really like the wheels as well. Huge centres on these wheels, like dinner plates. Big fan. Should mention the car's big old bunda. It is covered in chrome. We have twin exhaust pipes that do need a very small polish. We do have the 1, 2, 3 dark green Jaguar badges, the XJ Sport here being the controversial one. Is it an XJ Sport? I think so. I just believe the 4 litre to be a very small white lie. We will take a look inside the cavernous boot as well. This thing is absolutely massive. I would get in it, but there is no emergency release. So yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, so my curiosity got the better of me. Of course, the boot is big enough to fit a body in, and while the body is in here, it can expect to find some delicious Werther's Original. That was close. Now, as per with this channel, I do like to mention the price of cars. This car ranges from anywhere from £1,000 to £5,000. Quite the bargain. Yeah, I absolutely had no idea when I started looking into these just how cheap they were. The car is a lot for the money. It is a lot of car, and I think it's possibly the bargain of the century if you like this sort of thing. I just can't think of much better of a car you could get for like £3,000. Possibly, when it's this sort of thing, it might be a bit of a stretch nowadays, but you used to be able to get a Bentley Turbo R for around £5,000, but they're probably more around 8 now. You could probably get an old Mercedes S-Class, that's quite good, but is it as cool? I don't think so. So the sun is unfortunately starting to set behind me, and the light is going down, as it being a result of British winter, where everything goes absolutely pitch black, same as midnight at 4 PM. So we're going to have to hurry it along. I will mention this car's paint. A few of you may have noticed in the video that the front fender, the door, the rear fender is completely different colours, completely different shades of blue, I should say, on this car because of a very small accident the car had. It was a impact on the front door, so a few bits got resprayed. The only original piece of paint left on this car around this area is this panel here. It has beautiful patina on here, slight cracking. It looks lovely. A lot of people will probably disagree and say the clean paint looks better, but I just disagree. I like a bit of aging being shown here, and it's showing. It's good. Yeah, I don't know really. I don't know whether I'll ever get that sorted where I'll match the paint colours up. I don't know if I will. The car's bonnet, roof and boot has all had a completely fresh respray from the previous owner, Dan. So yeah, other than that, there's not really anything to moan about. There's a few little bits of rust that I'll show around the car. It tends to be around the wheel arches, which is fairly common in these and all cars that are getting on 30 years old. The main thing with this car is to remember that it is a sub for £3,000 car. It is a old Jaguar. It's not mint condition. It's not got 0 miles on it. It's currently on 135,000 miles, nearly on 136. She's not brand new. She's got her faults. There's a crack in that mirror. There's the issue where it doesn't start up unless it's in neutral. You get a slight squeak from the belt when you turn it on. It's, you know, little things. But I kind of love it for that, because I think with a car like this, it should have personality. And I think with a Jaguar, or maybe in an argument an Alfa Romeo, you can't get more personality than these cars. And obviously by personality, I mean things constantly going wrong and me making excuses for it by calling it a quirk. Now, I've mentioned a lot in this video about this car's, well, length is quite ridiculous, but I wanted to do one final thing to really prove just how long this car is. Now, I am 6 foot dead on. Bear with. Probably going to regret doing that because now I'm all muddy, but I think the point there is that my head barely made it past, well, barely made it to the front door. 6 foot. It's to about there. Ridiculous. One final thing about this car before I finish today's video is these exhausts. Now, it is not a stupidly loud car. It doesn't sound particularly that great, but it's an old Jag and everyone drives these very carefully, so I thought we'd do a couple revs to see how this sounds. Now, I can't rev the nuts off of it, obviously, because where we are, be pretty disrespectful, but we'll give it a couple small ones just to see how it sounds. Not too bad for a 30-year-old. So yeah, that's about it. That is the Jaguar XJ6 Sport. There is not really much more to say about it other than, well, what I've already said a million times. Thank you very much for watching the video. I really appreciate everyone that's been watching the very short car review things that I do. Yeah, thanks to everyone that's been watching them, and another Jag video. Sorry about that, but I'm sure this will be the last one in the row of 3 or 4 that I've just done, and we'll move on to something a little bit different. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.
I want to show by myself.